'Twas the night before Christmas, otherwise known as Christmas Eve, when all through the house, and I mean the entire house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. They were not stirring any soup, any hot chocolate, nothing. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, not on the fireplace mantel, on the chimney, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. That's Santa Claus, in case you didn't know. The children were nestled all snug in their beds. We don't know how many children, but we know that visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. Don't know how we got in their heads, but we did. And Mama was in her kerchief. I don't know what that is, but you might. And I was in my cap, a baseball cap. And we had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap because we hibernate now. When out on the roof there arose such a clatter that I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. I thought the shingles were flying off. Away to the window I flew like a flash. I was practically the superhero. And I tore open the shutter, broke it completely off, and threw up the sash. I didn't throw up, but I threw it up. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow, didn't realize it was so graphic, gave the luster of midday to objects below. Not noon, but midday. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. Do not know how they carried that fat man. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. Not Santa, but Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, America. His coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. I don't know why he's catcalling these people. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, and you can't forget Vixen. What about Comet, on Cupid, on Donner, and also Blitzen? To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, don't know how they scaled it, but you know. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all, 'cause running is overrated. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, didn't know we were in Florida. When they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, still don't know what coursers are, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof, because I have supersonic hearing. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. This does still count as breaking and entering. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot. No animals were harmed in the making of this. And his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. Gonna have to get it dry cleaned. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, they twinkled like stars. His dimples were as merry as Christmas. His cheeks were like roses that I got last week. His nose like a cherry on top of an ice cream. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, like the presents he was carrying, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow that the breasts were reflecting off earlier. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, please don't start smoking, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. Now we're getting secondhand smoke. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf. Wait, I thought this was Santa. And he laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head, what a charmer. soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He wasn't a robber. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work. Little antisocial, but it's fine. And filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. Didn't know he was magic. He sprang to his sled, because he doesn't walk, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. I didn't know thistles had downs. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Happy Christmas also means Merry Christmas. Good night.